Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel on Advanced Excel. This is video number 44 and in this video we'll see how we can extract data in a table array in a single column. So this is my table array which consists of some tests that have been performed and there are 3 sets. So this table array consists of 3 columns and 7 rows. Okay, and we want this data to be plotted like this. See, here it is A1 to double A1 to double A7, then double B1 to double B7 and double C1 to double C7, and we want this result to be a result of a single cell worksheet formulas. So we'll see how we can do it with offset as well as how we can do it with index. But those of you who are wary of using offset and index, I am having a very simple solution for you. So in this solution, supposing you want to use offset, then in offset we know that the first thing offset needs is a reference basically. So this is my reference. So this is 0 for the purpose of offset, and all the criteria which we will fit in the offset will be in relation to this particular cell. So in offset, when it will ask for rows, there is a certain pattern that we will need to have, and that pattern is, say in terms of rows I am saying, we will be telling offset to move say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. In terms of rows it will move like this, and it will move like this for 3 columns, so 1 2 and 3. So I am copying it 3 times, so Control V, and in terms of columns, when it will move these columns, we know that in offset the column number start from 0. Okay, unlike in VLOOKUP or index and match, it starts from 1, but in offset it moves like 0 1 and 2. So columns will be moving columns in this manner. I am just selecting this cell, 7 cells. I am typing 0 in J5 cell and Control Enter. Then again 7 cells, I am typing 1, Control Enter, and again 7 cells, typing 2, Control Enter. So in terms of columns, we will be moving like this 0 1 2 3 0 1 and 2, and in terms of rows it will be say 7 rows for each column of that table array. So now if we use offset is equal to offset tab, my reference is going to be this cell which is B4. I'll hit F4 to lock it, and then my reference I am giving link to this particular cell which is I5, and my column is J5, and this last 2 arguments, height and width, that arguments are applied only when you are doing with range of cell. But here we are not doing with any range of cell, we just want a record in each cell to be extracted in individual cells in single column. So I am completing parenthesis and Control Enter, and simply Control C, Control V. So this is the easiest way, no brain job. Simply you give this rows and columns, and then in offset you give that link to this particular cells, and using relative cell reference feature of Excel, that offset will plot the figures for you. But this does not require any brain, isn't it? If we want to build offset as a single cell worksheet formulas, then we will have to do certain things, and in those formulas or functions we'll try to see whether we can have the same pattern in, for rows and same pattern for columns in this row and column, and then we will integrate those functions inside offset. Okay, so let's do it for rows first of all. So this is how you can have a result. If you don't want any complex formulas to be built, you can simply take this as a result. So in for this worksheet formula or a single cell formula, first function I am going to use is row, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, enter. So it is giving me 5. Now this first 4, that is 1 2 3 and 4, these rows does not contain any data for me. So right now, because I am sitting in the row number 5, the row function is giving me result as a 5. So I am deducting 4 from here, because these 4 rows are totally irrelevant so far as our database is concerned. So Control Enter. So now this it is giving me 1, because 5 minus 4 is 1. And now I'll see, because this data which is to be extracted, it has got 7 rows. I'm using mod function, and we will see whether this result of this row function minus 4, whether it is divisible by 7 or not, and completing parenthesis, Control Enter. So mod has returned me 1 here, and now Control C and enter. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 0. Now instead of 7 here it is giving us 0, but we do not want 0, we want it to be 7, isn't it? Because this pattern of row inside offset we want 1 2 3 4 5 7 and we want it 3 times, but here it is giving us 0. But no need to worry about. I am simply coming here and I'll say if the result of this particular mod and row, if that result is 0, then give me 7, else return me this result of mod and rows. Okay, so control C, control V, close parenthesis, control enter. And now if I copy this down, it will give us the pattern we want. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, this is the pattern we want. So this is my basis. Okay, so row is has been taken care. Now coming to columns, column we want it to be 0, 7 times 0, because we'll at the first for this set number 1 we won't be moving any columns. Then for set number 2 we'll be moving one column to the right, and for set number 3 we'll be moving 2 columns to the right. So when it comes to column, I am again taking this particular row function, but only up to this 4. So control C, escape is equal to, and it is giving me 1, and control C, and we'll copy this till the last record. So it is giving us consecutive numbers from say 1 to 21, and we'll simply build if function around this, and we'll say if these numbers or this result of this row, if it is less than 7 then give me 0, if it is between 8 to 14 then give us 1, and otherwise give us 2. So simply we are going to build if around this, but before that let me just press F2 and put this row function inside parenthesis, control enter. And now I am saying F2 and simple if result of this is less than or equal to 7, because up to 7 records we want 0, isn't it? Then give us 0, comma, if into bracket. Now we'll use this particular row, this is greater than 7, comma, if tab, again this is less than or equal to 14, so it will take care of 8 to 14 records, isn't it? Then give us 1, else give us 2, isn't it? So enter, yes, control C, and we are copying it down. So let's see now whether the pattern of columns we want is as per this particular basis or not. So 0 0 0 0 0 0, so 7 times 0, then 7 times 1, which is exactly like this, and lastly 7 times 2. So perfect. Now these two conditions of row and column, we will be putting them inside offset. So right now just let me just delete these things, and is equal to, now I am starting with the space bar because we are going to integrate these two functions individually. Space bar is equal to offset into bracket, enter. And now simply take this particular integrated function without that is equal to sign, control C, escape. Now offset asks for reference, that reference will be this B4 cell. So $B $4, comma, and this is my row argument, and for column argument, enter. We'll copy this stretch of integrated function and we'll build it inside this offset. And now I am coming to the start of this function and delete that extra space which we have given. So now all these references have been activated, and enter. Looks like things are okay. A1, AA1, let's copy this, and here it is. Okay, so AA1, AA2 to AA7, then BB1, BB2 to BB7, and CC1, CC2 right through CC7. So this is how you can use offset and combination of this row then mod and if functions, so as to have all that data in the table array inside one column. So this is the offset version of it. Now you can simply use index and match also. Okay, so offset is done. I'm just trying to delete this pattern again. Okay, now when it comes to index and match, the pattern we want is, in fact, I can just press Ctrl Z and this column will be different. In index and match, you can see that the rows pattern we want is exactly the same as offset pattern, because in offset we were telling that offset function to move 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So taking this cell as a 0, we ask offset to move 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So also in index and match, we are going to tell index to move 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 when it comes to rows. So this row pattern is exactly the same so far as index and match is concerned, but the column in index and match, we know that rows and column, they start from 1 onward and not 0. So in terms of column, when we want to move columns, this is how we want 1. So for first 7 record, it will be column number 1, that is this column. Then for second column, it will be 2, enter. And for third column, that is CC pattern, we want 3. And now if you use index and match, it's a simple thing. Index array is this array is basically the area where my result is lying, and so far as row is concerned, these are my rows. This is how I want that rows to move around, and for column I want this, and Control Enter, Control C, enter. So this is how that index and match will work. But again, if you want this pattern to be made dynamic in terms of this single cell formulas, then this row pattern is the same. Only in column pattern we will have, instead of 0 we will have 1, instead of 1 we will have 2, and instead of 2 we will have 3, isn't it? So simply I am going to edit this first if function, and 0, instead of 0 I am giving 1, instead of 1 we are giving 2, and last if not. So that is when this row and mod function is giving me a result which is greater than 14. So from say 15 to 21 result, it will fetch us 3. So 3, and enter, Control C, Control V. So now this is the column pattern which we have, and now simply we'll delete this and we'll put it inside index. So it is equal to index time, my array is this, which I'll freeze. Now I'll come to the beginning of this function, give spacebar, enter, and first we'll copy that row pattern without taking that is equal to, Control C, escape, Control V, and again comma, enter, and this is my column pattern. So this is how we want columns to move. Control C, escape, Control V, and coming to the beginning of this function, press delete for that extra space that we have, and all those cell references are activated, and enter, and I am simply copying it down. So here it is. So using index and match, and the same pattern for rows and same pattern for columns, only thing is that in column we are saying don't give us 0, because in offset we can use 0. In index and match, you have to, your columns or row, they always start from 1. So using these two patterns, we have integrated them inside index and match to have this tabular data in one column. So friends, this is how we can use index and match and offset. And let me just show you in this sheet number 2, I am giving those text of those formulas, and I am also giving a link of this file in the description box for you to download and practice. So this brings me to this end of this video. If you have find this video useful, do give me likes. Also subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon to get future updates. Take care. Bye.